How in the world can I work a full time job and run a Pokemon card business that is tracking to do over $100,000 in sales this year while also supporting a family? Well, that is what I want to talk about you guys today. I was just thinking on it today about how really I don't have any free time. And that's kind of how it should be, right? I mean, if you're trying to grow a business, and there might be those of you who are in a similar place that I'm in, or you might be, thinking about starting a business and you're working full time and you got a family or, some combination of those things. And you're not sure if you can do it, or you're not sure what that might look like, or what kind of sacrifices it might take. Well, I am going to share sort of what it looks like on my end and what I've done that's kind of been working for me. And the goal of this video is hopefully you will get a little bit more insight into kind of how I run things and my day to day from the business side of things. But also on a personal level, I hope that this can sort of be a motivation for those who are feeling stuck or a little overwhelmed right now, or you're hitting a wall, you're not sure like how to make this work, or you're someone like I said that's thinking about doing it and you just have no clue, and maybe you just need a little extra kick in the pants to get this thing going. I'm not like big cheese by any means. Like I said, I'm on track, doing about six figures a year, and that's not all profit, right? And I'll make another video about all of that. That's just revenue generated for the business, which like 99% of it is going back into the business. It's not easy. It's going to be difficult, if you haven't done it yet, or if you are doing it, that is hard. It's not a cakewalk. It's not just snap your fingers and just because you love it, it's gonna be all amazing and perfect, right? You're gonna have to make sacrifices. You will absolutely have to make sacrifices. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything and say that there's a way to make it all work. If you try to juggle it all, you will fail and you will burn out. And if you don't, that's great, man. I envy you. But I did try it. I tried it last year, 2025. I hit a wall, and I that slowed me down for several months. That put me in a weird spot, and I know now not to ever do it again. And it required sacrifices, but I had to think what was important. And for me, there's three things, right? Three pillars, and those are three non-negotiables. So for me, it is family, first and foremost, my wife and daughter, growing the business, of course, and having a steady, reliable income. Those are the three non-negotiables. Those cannot be touched, right? And that might be a little different for you. Like you might not have a family that you have to support, right? You probably, I'm willing to bet 99, most of you are going to need some sort of reliable and stable income. If you don't, I definitely envy you. I'm a little jealous, I'll admit. Those are my three pillars. You're going to have your three. You're like, hey, well, there's other stuff in my life, right? Well, those are the sacrifices that you're probably going to have to make, and the ones that I know I've had to make, because all your pillars, however many you have, those require the same thing. Those all require the exact same resource, and it's the most valuable resource, and that resource is time. Time is super important. Obviously, there's only so much time in a day, in a week, month, in a year. We all know how much time there's going to be in the year. You have that much time. That will not change. So you need to split that time as efficiently as possible, and that's going to mean sacrificing the things that are not your non-negotiables. Time with friends, time doing hobbies. For me, playing video games with friends, hanging out with them, playing golf, a bunch of other things that I like to go out and about and do that I just don't anymore because I realized my non-negotiables. And what you need to think about when you're growing this business is coming to terms with the fact that you're going to be losing some things. And if those are your non-negotiables, if you can't live without those, then you have to realize that other pillars are going to suffer. Use your time as efficiently as possible when you're growing the business. So don't think because like, oh, I'm okay, I'm in my time block now that it's growing the business time. That doesn't mean chasing every single deal and 24/7 market watch and just digging in deep into every little thing. Because remember, like all those yeses that you're saying to people or all these like extra deals that you're trying to make, those all require time commitments later that you have to plan ahead and realize like, oh, am I going to be able to fit that into my job schedule, into my family schedule without sacrificing that? Because, the job obviously being the pillar of stable, reliable income, if I do something to screw that up and that goes away, then that pillar comes down and the other two pillars start coming down too. Or I got to go into scramble mode and rebuild that pillar, and the other two might suffer in the meantime. So you have to think ahead, you have to compartmentalize. And I would say the least amount of pillars you can have, the better. It's all going to depend on what makes you happy and what makes you want to succeed and keep doing this thing that you've pursued as long as you want to pursue it. I want to give you guys kind of a breakdown of what my week looks like. Like I said, I work a full-time job and I run the business and I've got, my daughter and my wife. So I work a full-time job, 9 to 5. So in the mornings, I get up early. I will pull any orders that maybe I was working on last night that I didn't quite get to, and I will finish them up. Or if I have time, if it wasn't a big day the previous day, any orders that came in overnight, I will also try to print those off and get them all packed up in the morning so I can try to get them out same day. I will then get ready for work. I'll load everything up into the car. And if I have time before work, I will drop them off and get them shipped out. Otherwise, I will have them with me until my lunch break. I work the morning and I will intermittently answer messages or texts or things that might come through with the business as long as it's not interrupting my regular workflow. And then I will, on my lunch break, that's when I will take any packages. If I didn't take them, I will go to the bank if I need to go to the bank. And I will get more in depth with emails and messages that I need to respond to for the Pokemon card business and work on that through my lunch break. And then the afternoon, same as the morning. After that, I will come home. I will take over for my wife. Usually, my wife and daughter are at home, and so I'll take over watching my daughter, and I will spend a few hours with her until it's her bedtime. Sometimes, if she's playing on her own and she's doing her own thing, and she's cool and everything, I might sneak away and get a few things done here and there, but nothing that requires me to really like sit down and lock in on it for a while. Because my goal is to be available for her until she goes to bed, which is close to 9 o'clock. Once she does that, usually my wife is the one who gets her down the easiest. So we'll transition back over. And while my daughter's going to bed, I'll say goodnight, give her kisses and her hugs, and I will get right back to work. So that's prime time for me, right? So now I'm pulling all the orders that came in through the day. I'm really like answering messages, looking at emails, going through like looking at collections that people send me, seeing if there's something that I can work out there. It's also prime time for talking to my Japanese suppliers. So if I need to talk to them, that's usually about the time they're most active because of the time difference. So I will place any orders with them or talk to them about whatever I need to talk about. And I will work on the website. I pull it up every day, see if there's any glitches or weirdness going on with the site that I can iron out. And if there's any price changes or anything like that, I will go in and update accordingly, whether I feel like I want to charge something less or, it might need to hike up a little bit or whatever it might be, implementing a sale or a discount code. And all this whole time, too. I'm thinking about content for the YouTube channel. So always in the back of my head, there's ideas like kind of churning. And then if something pops in my head in the middle of the day, I'll write it down, come and revisit later. And usually, if I can't, sometimes like I'll get off of work a little bit early, or if my daughter and wife aren't home, I'll try to squeeze in a quick video. Otherwise, I got to wait till it's later in the evening. And then I'll usually upload the later ones the next day, just because I don't want to be uploading at like weird times. It's kind of weird for the algorithm, and it doesn't get seen by everybody. So that's an important thing to think about too if you're someone who's making content. So all of that on top, that's what I'm doing every single day. And then the weekends are just work on the website and the YouTube channel all day. Unless I'm vending at a card show, then that's my whole day. It takes all of my focus, but I'm spending all of that time trying to get people to see the channel and to see the website and to get all of that, continuing in an online manner after I've met with them in person. And then Saturday nights for those shows, I'm reconciling the day's sales. And if I still have time, I'll do some orders. But usually that'll transition into Sunday, and both days are also full content days. So trying to come up with things to film and getting it done and getting it uploaded, or time to upload whenever I want it to be uploaded. And yeah, that's my day. That was kind of like a lot to say out loud, but I'm hoping, like, for those of you who think like systematically, that might have been helpful for just sort of hearing that it is possible. Someone who is doing it every single day, and just know that I think it's possible for you too. But it all stems back to those three pillars, right? And just realizing that it's not easy and that the sacrifices are normal but necessary if this is something that's truly what you want to do and truly going to make you happy. I don't think being a business owner is necessarily cut out for every single person, but that's not a bad thing, right? There's so many people who get into it not realizing exactly what they're getting into, and that just hurts them and the people around them. So I think it's important to sort of contribute to the well of knowledge and experience for someone who's thinking about taking the same path. So, all of that being said, wrap it up. I believe you can do it if it's something that you really, really want to do. Not just, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. Like, I love playing the game, and so it's going to be pretty fun to make money doing it. It's not the same at all. If you are fully convinced that that is something you want to do, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. I'm doing it. If I can do it, you probably can do it too. You just have to work, and you got to work harder than the next guy. And you just got to keep working harder and harder and harder and building up those pillars, building them up until you have a solid foundation to stand on. And that's where we'll find success together. If you found it helpful, or if you have anything else to add, you might be in a similar boat, or beyond, you have anything else to add to the video, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to read them. I will interact with every one of your comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, helps out a ton. And, check out my website if you want to shop, cardpenguin.com. Got all our sealed on there, as well as some singles that you can get through our TCG Player site. But that is all I have for you guys. I appreciate you watching. If you made it to the end, you are the best. Remember, you can do it, and I will see you in the next one.